Welcome back to Catching Up with Liz and Evie.
Welcome back. Happy Saturday night.
Happy Saturday night.
I think it's Saturday night.
I know. It really did throw me for a loop for a second. Today has felt very much like a Sunday for me.
Same.
Yeah. How has your week been, Liz?
It's been good. I have to think about it. Andrew went to a Yankee game today with his dad, which is, I think, why it feels like a Sunday, because he works Sundays. So he was just gone all day. So it was just me and Rio. Went over to my parents, went for a little walk, and folded laundry that has been sitting in baskets for I don't know how long. So that got done.
Amazing.
Yeah. You know what? When you have a baby, you limit, like, if you have a to-do list of like 5 things and you do like 1/4 of one thing, that's a success.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah. And then we're going to a Cinco de Mayo thing at our friend's tomorrow.
Cute.
Which will be fun. I think I'm going to make rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Yes.
Delicious. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I also folded a dramatic amount of laundry this week because I did let it sit. My laundry is outside, and I often will do like the last load of the day and like leave the first load in the laundry basket and then leave the second load in the dryer and just not fold it, which is a horrible recipe for disaster because then it can all sit like that until I decide.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Please.
Everybody does that.
Okay, good.
You're fine.
I mean, I know everyone does that. However, it just like, it drives me crazy because I wait to the last minute to do the laundry out of underwear, and then I'm just picking underwear out of the laundry basket, the clean one, for until I fucking get sick of it and eventually actually fold all the laundry. Anyway, it got to the point, I think on Wednesday, I was just like, I can either do a productive work thing or I can do all of my chores right now. And I was like, the work thing can wait. I need to do this. I've been putting off these house chores for.
Yeah.
And I just did it. And I just like
That's
pretended
good.
It was Saturday and just crushed
Sometimes having a work thing to procrastinate forces you to do house things that you
100%.
procrastinate, and then vice versa.
Yep.
So like it's a win-win.
I constantly am trading off on the responsibilities.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
Great, good job.
You know what I did this week? Actually, yesterday I saw Devil Wears Prada 2.
How was it? I keep
forgetting.
It was
really good. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely seeing more movies lately. It's fun.
That is
but
so
it was really cute. It was really sweet. It was like, obviously the first one is like iconic. So it's like you're not really like competing with that. But it was awesome. I mean, you have the same cast. You're still like, you're in New York City, you're in all the fashion, like it's the outfits, the budget for this one was bigger.
Well, like, come on, they're all mega stars now.
Right. And also
Every
I think
single one.
The lore of the first movie is that it was written by I think Anna Wintour's assistant. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and it was like the book doesn't really have a plot apparently, as I've been told, but it was just like little moments of working in that job, and then so the movie is based off like that of someone's real experience working for an editor-in-chief.
Didn't Anna Wintour like rebel against the movie and like never acknowledged it?
Well, yeah, like she was kind of like, I don't know that she did anything, but everyone kind of blacklisted them. Like they couldn't get clothes from most of the designers. And they like, they make up names of designers and things in the movie. They also have the regular names, but I don't think anyone appears in that movie, or they were like, it was hard to get, and they had a very small budget of like buying clothes, etc., etc. So this one was different. This one, Meryl Streep and Anna Wintour had like they were on the cover of Vogue together to promote the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
very different. But anyway, it was great. I mean, it had cutting one-liners, it had amazing fashion, all of the things. I think like, unfortunately, I feel like with any sequel, you're just like going to be more critical, and like, there's definitely things that I think were unnecessary, but like, I don't know. It was a fun movie.
Like what?
Like, part of the plot was that like, you know, the death of journalism and things like that, like how journalism is changing, how there's no job security for anyone, and that was awesome. It was a good, understandable plot point.
Mhm.
But then another plot point was like these like tech bros, you know, and like billionaires who have all this like cash and like live this like weird life that's not in touch with reality, and like they're kind of part of this like uh plot to like purchase the magazine or whatever. And BJ Novak is a character who like he's like
Was he in the
someone.
first one?
No,
Oh.
his dad like owned the Elias Clark, whatever, like the parent company of the magazine, who
Mhm.
is in the first one, the dad, and then
Okay.
he's the son, and he at some point in the movie gets to make decisions about the magazine, and like his character just doesn't seem necessary at all in the movie, and his character kind of annoys me. But again, it's subjective, so whatever.
Mhm.
But there's just like a few things where I'm like, this doesn't really seem to have like the spirit of the original project happening, but like whatever. But
Whatever.
most of the movie was super great. The music was back and good. The fashion was great, and like Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Stanley Tucci, Emily Blunt. What are we gonna
Yeah,
do?
come on. Like,
Come on.
that's amazing. Were there any Harry Potter references?
That is such a good question. Wow. No, I don't think so.
That's a shame.
That is a shame.
Sad.
No, that's I love that question. No, I don't think so. Because
Um,
that's one of the charms of the OG movie for sure, is the
yeah,
Harry Potter pull.
for sure. And just like the time period it was in is such a charm. Like
Yeah.
early
Apparently,
2000s movies, come on. They're
ugh,
so good.
that's the thing too. I'm like, you really can't compete with something that like is a comfort movie of when things were okay, even though things were not totally okay. Like,
Yeah.
am I wrong in saying
We
that?
were also maybe a lot less aware that social media wasn't as
Yeah.
rampant as it
Well,
was.
apparently it came out before the first iPhone. Is that
Wow.
insane?
Wow.
Meryl Streep said that in an interview. I did not fact check Meryl Streep, but that's what I heard in an
I mean,
interview.
I believe Meryl Streep. Does she need
I
to be fact
do.
checked? Mm-mm.
No. In fact,
Come on, she's Meryl fucking
all
Streep.
facts will come from Meryl Streep moving forward.
Um, I hadn't. Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't fact check this, but I think it's true. She bought the rights to a movie, and basically the plot is that a trad wife.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a trad wife and, influencer, yada yada, gets
Mhm.
thrown back to the 18th century or something like that, and then has to actually live the life that she's promoting.
Oh my god.
I
How does that make you feel?
Are you talking about trad wifery in general?
No, I'm like,
I'm
this is
excited.
like
It makes
that
me
sounds
feel like that's
ridiculous, but like
yeah,
also awesome. But like, I'm almost like I don't even want to like talk about any of that. You know what I mean?
I would watch it.
No, I would watch it too. I would
Um,
watch it too. That sounds hilarious. Honestly,
yeah,
I'm here for anything Anne Hathaway wants to do. I feel like we haven't
agree.
really seen her in a while, but I don't know if that's really true.
Okay, another question for you.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway and Dakota Johnson and what's his face? Josh shoot.
Dumont?
No, no,
Hutchinson?
no, 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 no. I'm gonna look it
Josh.
up in a second. But the trailer of Verity came out. It looks
Whoa.
terrifying. What are
What?
your
I didn't even know they were gonna do that.
I'm so mad because I really want to watch it and I hated that book.
I love that you hated that book. Also, I watched the other one with the Justin Baldoni and the Blake
Oh
Lively with
yeah.
whatever, and that was also horrible. So like, I'm glad that it was horrible.
Yeah. I
Okay,
wouldn't expect
so
that to be
that's
good though.
fine. Yeah, same.
Sorry, no
It's.
offense.
I guess it's fine if we want to watch it,
Okay,
and
why
like
do
if
you
we
hate that
like
book?
it, yeah, and if we like it, I would say it's due to Anne Hathaway and nothing
Well,
else.
I think it would be a much better movie than it.
That's a good point.
Here's the whole spiel on why I
Yeah.
hate this book.
Yes. Verity by Colleen
Such a
Hoover.
good thriller. Like,
Mhm.
couldn't put it down.
Mhm.
Creepy. Such a good thriller.
Yeah.
I was so mad at the ending because it basically is no conclusive ending and it's supposed to be up to like the reader to interpret, which I'm like, you can't do that for a
Can we
thriller.
can we recap this and spoil it? Like, spoiler alert for Verity. Like
Spoilers up ahead. Yeah.
okay, an author is hired by the husband or is it by the publisher? Whatever.
The husband and the publisher, I think, together,
She's
I think,
hired to ghostwrite.
to go straight.
Is the
So
wife dead?
no.
She's in a coma.
So there's a married couple. The wife is a extremely famous author.
Yeah.
She is in a coma. Something happened. So the husband and the publisher, I'm pretty sure it's both of them together, hire this woman to ghostwrite the final book of her series, or like the next book of this series. So she goes there and ends up moving into like their mansion with them, and she's like going through the notes of the author to try to like piece together how the story would go and stuff like that. But like it's so creepy because the wife is in a coma.
Right.
But like, is
But
she?
also
It's so
is she, like,
creepy.
creepy
Yeah.
things happen and it's like you start to question things. The notes are
Like
crazy.
one of their or both, I think they had 3 kids, I think twins, and then a boy, and both of the twins died.
Is it twins?
I'm pretty sure it was girl twins, 'cause
Okay.
then she's reading again, yes, well, way
I'm
spoiled
gonna
already. But,
That's fine.
this is all happens, like, this is, like, the plot of the book. So now, like, real spoilers ahead. As she's going through the author's notes, she finds this journal, and basically it shows, like, how horrible of a person she was, and basically how she, like, loved one twin and hated the other one.
That's right.
And then one twin had a peanut allergy, and I think, like, she, like, set it up, and it's all, like, detailed in her journal. She set it up where the twin went to a friend's house and, like, didn't have her EpiPen, and there was peanut butter,
Ugh.
died, and that was the twin that she liked. So then the other twin, I forget what it was, but, like, and then it was, like, she ended up, like, essentially killing the other twin, like,
Essentially,
drowning.
the ghostwriter finds out that she might have killed her kids. But
Exactly.
meanwhile,
Meanwhile.
she's falling in love with the husband or whatever, or
Yeah,
they're starting an affair of sorts, and there is one kid alive still in the house.
a boy. And she's also reading about, like, her and her husband's relationship and, like, how
Right.
sexual it was. And it's, like,
Right.
weirdly, like, turning her on, like
Right. And
like,
meanwhile, the
she's, like,
husband's also like,
becoming the
"Yeah, I
wife.
could get into it."
Yeah, like, they're similar. But then it turns out that, like,
Ugh, I hate this fucking book.
the journal that she found and was reading detailing how awful of a person the
Well,
author was, like, a
a
practice
fiction.
writing.
She finds that out in the end
Yes.
after she fucks the husband,
Yeah,
after, like, she decides that, like, she really likes this life she's living and, like, it's okay because the wife's psychotic,
right.
and, like, probably killed her kids. But then then we all find out together that this is a fiction,
It was a
what she's
writing
been reading.
practice.
A
The
writing
journal she wrote
which is
was a
a really
writing
weird
practice where
fucking
she was
writing
like, "Yeah, it was
practice.
awful to write these things, but, like,
Right.
it helped me get in, like, I don't know,
But the
practice
whole
writing this crazy thriller book that she's famous for."
Right.
So that's her, like, like, "How could you think that of me? I'm a good person." Meanwhile, there's also, like, such creepy moments with her. But anyway, so then
Meanwhile,
that's how it ends.
the reader, you're convinced that this woman is not in a coma and that she's fucking sneaking around the house.
Mhm. Yes.
Oh my god,
But there's no, like, proof of it.
the bite marks in the headboard. Oh my
Yes,
god.
and then when they're on
That's
the
fucked
couch and
up.
she looks up at the top of the stairs and
Ah!
she's standing there, I have chills. It's so creepy.
It's so
It's
creepy.
so creepy. So,
It's
yeah,
fucked
such a
up.
good thriller, but it's so messed up that there's no conclusion because then you
Yeah.
don't know. You're like, "So, is the wife this amazing person?" But then there's, like, an extra bonus chapter online that I read,
Right.
and it just, like, makes the husband out to be extremely creepy and weird, and you're like, Who what is going on?" So, it's just, like, so ambiguous, and there's no conclusion, and I'm like, "Man up and just write a
It
conclusion."
feels like a bad so yeah, in conclusion, the author
It's not
decides to, like, instead of, like, leading you toward a conclusion or an interesting cliffhanger, in my
right,
opinion,
right.
they very much just kind of muddy the waters, and they're like, "Ooh, but who knows? Everyone could be fucking insane.
To me, it was like
Everyone
the
is
equivalent of like, and they woke up and it
and
was
it was
all a
all a
dream.
dream.
It was like that
Exactly.
equivalent.
Which is really stupid.
Yes.
Or extremely hard to pull off well, and I don't think this author did a good job.
Agree.
I think it felt very lazy at the end, where it was just
But
like,
yes, that's how
but
it felt.
was
That's
it?
how it felt at the
Was
end.
it a
Exactly,
yeah, I
like,
was like, "This
"Was it?
is"
What do you think?"
yeah,
But
dumb.
with that being said, the movie trailer looked really good.
I will watch it. I will watch it.
And I do think the story like, you can do that a little bit better with a movie, I think.
Yeah.
Because
I
their
mean, maybe.
characters
I don't know.
maybe, I think so. 'Cause, like,
Depends.
the characters are all portrayed a certain way. So it's like they're all portrayed the same way to everybody versus everyone reading it from their own perspective. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
because of that, you can have better conversation. I don't know.
It can
Maybe
be
not
less
better
confusing,
conversation, but
maybe?
yes, a little
Interesting.
bit more.
Maybe because it's done poorly in the book, yeah, it can be improved upon in a movie.
Yeah, I do think it would make a
'Cause
good movie. But
yeah,
yeah,
it was a cool
bring
story, and like
in
you said, like, 'cause I had a preconception of Colleen Hoover as an author. I was like, "Nah, I'm not hearing good things." I'm hearing she's a little bit lazy in her storytelling with, like,
Mhm.
taking care of subject matter. So, I wasn't expecting much. But like you said, when I started Verity, it's the first book of hers I ever picked up and the only one, um,
Same.
it did grip me. Like, it was like I was like, "Okay, this is, like, obviously, like, it's good enough it's good writing, like, she can write a
Yeah,
story
yeah, I
for
think so,
sure."
for
And I was like,
sure.
"Oh, shit, like, I can't put this down, like, this is fascinating."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. But then that's why it's so disappointing because 'cause I'm like, "So it seems that you can write, and you chose not to. Like, what is going on?
Yes.
Like, why are you being a lazy hoe?" Um, and it's
She has
not surprising to me that her subject material became this insane lawsuit between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Like, to me, I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense." Like, there's irresponsible behavior happening in this universe.
it's
I don't
true.
know. I don't know.
Here's the thing, I know if I read a different one of her books, I would be, like, pulled in and it's a good story,
Yeah.
but I just don't really, like, care to.
I just don't
You
care to.
you pissed me off when I read that first book.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely was very upset. I ranted to you so hard about it. I
And
was
I was living for it because I also wanted to
Yeah,
rant.
I really agree. You know what I just found out today, actually?
Tell me.
So, Celine, my little sister, told me to read, uh, these 2 books, but there's a series of I think it's 6 maybe, The Boys of Tommen series. Have you heard or seen on TikTok?
No. Wait, let me see.
Okay,
Let me Google.
like, cheesy, like, feels like you're, like, back in high school reading, like, your
I'm
classic, like, romance.
gonna go read it right now. Oh, okay.
Exactly,
There's
I
nothing
also
better.
they're set
Okay.
in Ireland, and they're on Spotify. If you have premium, you
Shut
can listen.
up.
So, like, Irish accents.
Binding 13.
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's
Missed?
moments where it's, like, cheesy and you're like, "Okay, like, this is, like, a bit
Oh,
ridiculous for high school kids," but, like, who cares
who
because you know
cares?
that going into it, you know?
Yeah, set in
And
Cork.
it's not pretending to be anything else, like, it is what it is. Anyway, so I read the first 2 books. I did cry in part of the second book. It's,
Wow.
like, family stuff that happens that gets to you.
Oh my
Like, you're just,
god.
your picture it's so descriptive. Like, you know how, like, again, like, a high school book, everything is, like, so descriptive, you're reading it from, like, a high schooler's like, a teenager's point of view,
Right. The
and, like, that's,
exposition
like
is, like,
it, like, takes
at
you
an
back
all-time
there a little
max.
bit. Yes, exactly. So something like this one, seeing that happens, I was like, "I can't know if I could take this. This is so intense."
It's on Kindle Unlimited, so that's how you know the level of quality it is, and I
Yes,
can't wait. I
yes,
can't wait.
exactly. But listen to it a little bit too. Do
Okay,
both.
okay.
Uh, anyway, they're making an Amazon show coming out next.
Yes!
I just saw it today,
Let's
and I'm pretty
fucking
sure it's
go.
yeah, I was on Amazon reading it, so
No, that's the kind of shit that I want made. I don't need Colleen
exactly,
Hoover. I want
exactly.
this. Like, take it down a notch.
It's exactly what you sign up for. It's not pretending to be something different.
That's what it is. That's what pissed me off the most about Colleen Hoover's is that it's like, you are trying to trick me, and it's pissing
Yes,
me off.
I will not be
Why?
fooled.
I w You will not get me. How fucking dare you, first of
How
all?
fucking dare you?
Who do you
Yeah,
think you are? But
and so
exactly, it's what you signed up for. I think too, like, I don't read a lot of thrillers of this nature. You know what I mean? Not to get
Yeah.
all in Colleen Hoover again, but, like, I see people who read a lot, like, post, like, like, the woman in the train and, like, I don't know, the bunch of random there's, like, as many of those, like, not cheap thrills, but, cheap thrills versus, like, um, the romance, like, the whatever they call it, ripped bodice romance things, you know what I mean? Just, like, cheap
Like,
paperback
smutty. Yeah,
romances
yeah,
that
yeah,
you can
okay.
find anywhere for, like,
Mhm.
a dollar. I
Mhm.
just feel like I never got into the thrill version of that. There is that whole world of, like,
Oh,
thriller,
interesting.
and I feel like those are the people who really like Colleen Hoover, but whatever. Anyway, Boys of Tommen, I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
locked in.
yeah.
I
It's
gotta
good.
get out of my, hockey romance as my shitty
This
book.
is rugby romance.
I can't wait.
And hurling,
This
hurler?
I can't wait to learn about hurling. See, this is
It's
cultural.
not it's not a lot about hurling, but I
Oh,
know there's, like, the word for it's funny because at the beginning, there's, like, a whole, index of Irish slang
incredible.
and, like,
The crake,
pronunciations of
the
how to
crack.
say the crack, how
Yeah,
to say, some of the Irish names.
perfect.
But there's hurling, which is, like, a big Irish sport, and then there's, like, I forget what it's called, but the female version of hurling.
Oh,
It's not called
interesting.
hurling, which I think is kinda interesting.
That is really
I'm like, "That's kinda
interesting.
cool." It's, like, the same sport, but it's not.
You know what book I was thinking about the other day, which I don't even remember the name of? What was that book with the girl who had the neighbor who's like, "Keep it in the family, love." Remember that
Boys
kid?
Next Door?
I don't I don't think it was The Boys Next Door.
Keep it in the family, love.
Remember it was the girl who had, like, the 2 childhood friends. The one, like, her best friend lived across the street, and they would, like, talk on the phone every night, and oh, fuck, what did they call her?
What was
And then
the
they went
name?
to it was in Nebraska, remember? It was like,
Wait, Philip was the
yes! Yes!
Philip
Philip.
and
Maybe, like, Johnny or something?
that's the name of Johnny Cavanaugh, boys are
Oh, right up our alley. This is, like, the most guilty pleasure book ever.
It's so fun to read.
It's so fun to
It's
read, there's something
probably
about it. I
on
almost
my
wanna
Kindle.
I bet if I reread it, I'm sure it would be, like, very, um, like, childish or whatever, but I almost think there's an art to that at this point, like,
Kind of
I don't
agree.
even know, because, like,
Yeah.
whatever mindset I was in at, like, 16 reading that, it was perfect.
It's the same whatever this book is that we can't think of the name of, sorry. It's literally the same vibe as
Okay.
'cause I
That's so
of
exciting.
Finding 13, like, the same.
I, like, highly doubt I'll be able to
And there's, like,
find this
something in
book.
that book with Philip
Mhm.
as they, like, grow up together, right? And then, like, her parents both pass.
Yes, yes, and that's, like, the big
Yeah.
oh my god, it's about to show up in my Kindle.
Oh, thank God, keep going.
I can't wait. Oh my god, we're that boy.
That boy.
That boy.
'Cause which one was it? But it was
And then there's that wedding. There's
she's, like, super
Danny. Danny is the other one.
yes. The 3 of them are best friends.
JJ Reynolds is her name.
JJ Reynolds.
Jaden is her full name. Oh my
Okay.
god. I just remember because she was such, like, a brat, too. She was just, like and then, like, her parents died, and then, like, so she had all that money, and so it's, like, they got that house off campus for college. I just remember it all. They went to Nebraska State. Danny was on the football team. No, was Philip on the football team? They're
No,
all hot
Danny.
shit. They're all, like, so
Danny.
popular.
Yeah.
Um,
No, 'cause Danny was, like, a real football star. Oops.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And she and Danny would just, like, make out all the time and make Philip mad. Makes no sense.
Because she and Philip were, like, actually, like, had feelings for each other, but she
Right.
and Johnny didn't. Or
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah. You can't be making out with the people you have feelings
Yeah,
for.
you can't beat
You
books like
can't be
this.
doing that.
Come on.
No, and, like, as a 31-year-old, you're like, "I can't, like" I mean, yeah, I can.
No,
Um,
like, they're just you're not, like, really recommending them as, like, this is quality
no,
literature. They're just
no.
fun to read.
It's basically the equivalent of a TV show.
And it's like watching The Devil Wears Prada for nostalgia, reading these books, that's what it's like.
100%. I completely agree with that.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. We read so many of these books. When we got I think you got a Kindle first, and that was, like, life-changing. It
The
opened
fact
a
that
whole
you
new
can just,
world.
like, hold it oh, it sure did. The fact that you can, like, hold it and, like, not like You know,
Yeah.
like, your hand gets cramped holding a book open when you're laying down?
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
that's my biggest sell for a Kindle.
The fact that I could
That
go to
and
the
you can read
beach,
at night
the
without a
fact that
light and the beach, yes.
oh my god, the nighttime reading is
It's so
so,
much easier to travel
so
with.
true.
Speaking okay, back to hockey romances for a second.
Oh,
Have
I
you
can't wait.
read it's not actually like a hockey romance, it's actually a good book, a good piece of literature. Have
Oh.
you read Beartown?
Yes, because you recommended it to me
Oh, yeah, years ago.
years ago.
It's been on my
Um,
mind, so I'm like, if I need to reread it.
I love that you read this up because I think I ran into maybe I don't think there's sequels. I know there's some more books in that world. But I randomly came upon that author and I could tell just based on like the print of the title and like the
Yeah.
cover art. I was like, that is the author of Beartown.
Oh. Did you
But
get it
yeah,
or get the
no,
book?
I didn't. I didn't,
Okay.
but
I
I
should
it's
look it
on
up.
my mind too. I
Nice.
remember being so intrigued by that book and like you recommended it and you have slightly different like you find different books than me. And I
I
just
think
remember
Marie, my
being
older sister, recommended that one to me.
that's probably why you get
Yeah.
such great recs. Um, Shout out Marie and her literary mind. But no, that book was incredible. What did you like about that book?
It was just so long ago, I just remember feeling, like, very moved by it.
It was really sensitive subject material, and it
Yes.
was like it's set in like is it set in like a different country, like Norway or
Mhm.
something
Yeah, I forget which one, but yeah, it's somewhere in Scandinavia.
in Scandinavia? And
Scandinavia.
it's either been translated to English or it was written in English. I don't remember,
I
but
think translated to English because some of the town names are
yeah.
still in, whatever language.
Yes. But anyways, it was like a
Um,
super dark, cold place at the time of the story,
and,
and,
like, hockey is life.
hockey is life,
Yeah.
and it's it's almost like the equivalent of, like, football in a Texas town, it feels like, where, like,
Yeah.
a lot of, leeway is given to the hockey players. Something bad happens. It's just fascinating. The way they, like, approach the people involved in like, the conflict is it was so interesting to me.
There's a lot of depth to it. Definitely a good recommendation.
Yeah, I would
What are some of, like, your top book recs? So, like, you're meeting someone for the first time, you're like, "Oh, you like to read too, I like to read. What are you recommending?"
yeah. I gotta find out what, like, genre they, like, are most likely to read. As you
Mhm.
know, one something I don't recommend a lot is romance because I there is some kind of, like, weird I don't know. I understand it. Like, the stigma of, like, that's not really literature, which is
Mhm.
fine, and, like, I get it because, yeah, it's like a category of its own. It's like entertainment. So, yeah, I'm kinda like if I'm recommending entertainment, I've got a lot of recs, like, Emily Henry, I
Mhm.
think, is a really good writer. I think she, like, really is really good at, getting into the psychology of her characters, and, like, I think there's so much depth to her characters, and, like, she really
Mhm.
asks really interesting questions of the situation, to a point where I'm like, "That's it's really worth people's time to read Emily Henry, in my opinion." Um,
I, have only read a few of her books, but I agree,
yeah, Beach Read is,
for
like
sure.
I'm gonna reread Beach Read soon, I think they're turning that into a movie. I'm
Yeah.
also a little bit over, like, turning things into movies, but I get it. They're great stories, so like I
I
said
know.
and these are entertainment books, so it kinda makes sense, they translate to TV entertainment.
True.
But
Ugh.
I'm trying to get back more into having at least a balance of reading some, like, more literary leaning, things. But I love fantasy, so I recently read I have not answered your question.
That's okay.
I do
Mhm.
I've been recommending Project Hail Mary to everyone because it came out as a movie.
Oh, I still need to read. I
Yeah, I
forgot.
just love that book. It's an
Yeah.
amazing book. Um, and then I do like to recommend, like, some fantasy books because I find that everyone normally if you're a reader, I feel like you kinda need recs for fantasy, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I always want those recs
I
because
yeah. If you get a good fantasy rec from someone who you,
exactly,
like, trust, you're like, "Okay, good."
yeah. I would
There's a lot of pretty shitty fantasy.
there's so much shitty fantasy.
Yeah.
There's so much, like there's so much fantasy that, like, just it's so hard to write, I think, well, because there's so like, having original ideas, that's, like, such a core value of fantasy, like, you need to come up with something so different to capture your reader, and that's so hard to do well.
Yeah. I
It's so
also
hard
think,
yeah,
like, building a world and creating character development at the same time is so hard, and
yeah.
so often you find that, like, the main character in a fantasy book is, like usually they start out young, naive, go on this, like, adventure and learn and grow, but, like, sometimes, like, when they start out, you're like, "Okay, no one is actually this, like,
Right.
doesn't realize anything else is going on." You know what I mean? Like,
Totally. Like, we
and
can't
if
be
that stands out as, like, so obvious,
yeah.
like, if the main character is so obviously, like, not seeing signs and completely ignoring them, you're like, "Come on," like
Don't
so
frustrate me
I
from the
agree.
jump.
Yes, I agree, it can be really tricky.
It can be so tricky. I think that's a really
But
good point too.
also it gives you like, so many of them can improve in, like,
Yeah,
2nd or 3rd
and
book.
and I think fantasy readers are so forgiving. 'Cause we have to
Mm,
be, right?
yeah, fair.
Because if you're taking on that huge task of world building, I can only imagine, like, like, you have to put so much work into your characters too to make that fit, like you just said, and, like,
Mhm.
that's so much work. Like, I was thinking of Everflame when you said that
Yeah,
about
same.
yeah. Because, yeah, her character is so fucking annoying in the way that, like, "Honey, it's right there in front of you. What are you not
Literally right
getting?"
there. And, like, everyone like, her brother, I remember,
Yeah.
like,
But
was like
that's on the author, like, why are you making
right.
that so obvious? And that's on the editor,
I
why are you
also
not seeing that?
think, um I also think Kristen Cashore is an
Yeah,
author that Abby and I both love, and she
love,
has fantasy books.
yeah,
The first one is Graceling. I do think her name is Kat
Katsa.
Katsa. I do think Katsa in the first one is a little bit just a little bit, where you're like, "Okay, come on, girl." But then
Sure,
she catches on quick and character development, like, proceeds. She
yeah,
does characters, I think, the best. And
I totally agree.
her world is unlike anything
It's
else.
Kristen Cashore,
Unlike anything else,
and
her
that's
world's
absolutely why I wanted to talk about books is to talk about this series.
yeah.
Like,
Oh god.
this
Yeah.
series, like, the world is so lived in from the jump, and the
Mhm.
characters are you can tell she created them with such incredible, like, love and respect, I feel. Like,
Yes.
Katsa absolutely I think her characters like what you pointed out, I feel like her characters all have very well-defined strengths and very obvious weaknesses. And I
Mhm.
think and it's a little almost too obvious, but she really points that out with Katsa. Katsa is like,
And it's only with cats in the first book. After that, like,
"Yeah,
it's not so much like that. Like, Fire, definitely
yeah,
not so much.
totally, yeah." I think you're right. I think
Fire,
Katsa's
I
a little
think
too obvious, but she
yeah.
does and she says it straight up. She's like I feel like it's very obvious to the reader that, like, Katsa does not get people very much, but that's because she's been, like, shunned her whole life.
Right.
But,
Right.
like but we're also like, "Hey, maybe we learn."
What I
Um,
also, I think, appreciate about all of her books
yeah.
is that you're not, like, jumping in and it's, like, this world, whatever, and then something happens, and
Yeah.
then you're, like, have to buy into what's happening. You're in this
Yes.
world where things are already happening. Like, Katsa is already in this, like this is, somewhat of a spoiler, I guess, but Katsa's already in this, like, secret society that is, like, rebelling against the kingdom that she's in because she doesn't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're already
Yeah.
doing secret thing like, they're like,
Yeah.
you're not, like you don't have to be bought into, like, this plot. Like,
Right.
it's going and it's there, and
It's
I love that. I think
ah,
that's huge too.
so true.
And
It's
then
very true.
throughout the series, like, the 3rd book, Bitter Blue, like, this very, very dark, cruel thing happened. Like, her father, dark, cruel person.
Yeah.
The whole, like, kingdom is affected, and it's her, like, navigating this and
It's
overcoming
her
broken people and broken older people that were surrounded by this cruel, evil man.
Fine, I'll read Bitter Blue again. Oh my god.
Oh, it's and it's, like, not
It's so good. It's
like,
so
yeah, there's
good.
romance in it, but, like, you're just so much rooting
Barely.
for this character to,
Ugh.
like yeah,
The
barely
whole
rooting.
book, it's like her navigating the mental health of a nation.
Exactly, and herself, but,
Unbelievable.
like,
Oh my god.
it's
Everybody.
amazing. And then the other her half sister,
Yeah.
kind of a spoiler. There's a whole book about her,
Yeah.
and, like, just in her mind, like, the whole book is, like, them traveling from one place to another, and it just takes place in her mind mostly. Like, there's, of course, some, uh, like, plot going on, but a lot of it is just taking place in her mind, and it's, like, her emotional healing from it. It is just beautifully done.
It is
Like,
so well done.
such real
Yeah.
things,
It's so funny.
emotions, feelings, yeah.
I love talking about the Graceling world because I get so hung up on Fire, which is like a companion novel to this,
Mhm.
which happens in the same world, but it's very separate from the
Slightly
Graceling
adjacent,
world,
yeah.
slightly adjacent. And Fire is like my number one book of all time. And me and Liz, I think
Yeah.
we read that together at 16. Like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
because I have a photo of us both reading the book, and like
Yeah.
I forget what year it's from, but it is in high school.
Yeah.
And
It's been
I
around.
have my copy is one of the only books on display in my house because it's like a prized possession.
Even yeah, like, her character, like, the love story in it is
Ugh,
beautiful.
like there I if I had to
Like,
choose to
flip
have smut in the world or this book would win every time. There is
every time.
zero like spiciness at all to it, and I prefer this kind of romance to anything else. It's just like the slowest of burns, the enemies to friendship that like just like the way she writes relationships, I could read forever. It's just because I don't know, that's like
Mhm.
kind of what makes worlds, right? It's like relationships,
Yes, yes.
and like that's how she builds the fabric of her worlds. Like and like you said, they're so perfectly in existence already. Like this like Fire jumps right into a time where like the entire nation, like multiple nations are on the brink of war, and that's how we start that story. And like it's been like 20 years since like a horrible thing has happened, and like they're dealing with the after effects of a madman, which is a fascinating trend in her books.
Yeah.
Constantly the corruption of power, constantly dealing with horrible people in power. And I
Mhm.
think like that's just what a thing
In
to take
in
on.
Fire's case, it was, like, 2 people, like,
Yes.
instigating each other.
Yeah. Well, they were like
Um,
just mutually destructive.
mutually exactly.
Wild.
Yeah. Anyway,
And they're their like fathers. So it's like you have the family aspect to that, and like there's so much burden of responsibility on all of these characters. Oh my god.
when you, like, find out just, like, when w like, one of the characters is Brigand, the other character is Fire.
Yeah.
Brigand is the prince, Fire is the daughter of this one of those, like, men who is very corrupt, and you find out how much of a good like, when he's learning how good of a person she is
Yeah.
and, like, just sweet, and he assumes that she's not. Anyway, but, like, him, like, learning who she is and how caring she is just beautiful.
It's so satisfying.
We could if everyone reads this book, we could do a whole discussion on it because we can dive
I
in.
would love to. Everyone
And then you have
listening to this
some, like
podcast.
and it's crazy because I think about it, I'm like, it's not like, Katza is in the first one, she's in the third one, she's in, like, a few of them, but she's not
Yeah.
the main character in all of them. Same with Bitter Blue, like, they're in each other's lives and
Mhm.
everything, but Fire is completely standalone, and I think of all of the depth that's in it from, like, the beginning to the end, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like, it's a
It's
fully standalone
it's a masterpiece.
story, like, start, finish, one
Yeah.
book, and there's just, like, so much to it.
Yeah. It's a truly a masterpiece in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree.
And, when people recommend books to me, I feel like books like that give me such a high standard because I just, like, I know what could be out there. If you have
Mhm.
something like this, but it's so subjective that, like but for a while there on TikTok that, Book Talk was giving so many recs. They still are, I'm sure. I'm just not on
Of
TikTok right
course.
now. But they were pissing me off because books would get 5 stars and, like, books that would review books that I loved, like Project Hail Mary or, I don't even know, and then something else, and I'd be like, "Okay, I trust your recommendation," and getting a bad rec really, like,
Like,
made me
personal.
so I took it so personally, yeah,
Yeah.
but books like Fire just
It's so yeah, if you need a good fantasy book series,
Yeah.
all of them are really good, but, like, prepare yourself
But,
because
like,
they
I
are
would say, like
depth,
and to,
especially
like, set
after.
your expectations, it's very much about, like, inner
Yes.
battles, like, it's all very much, like, inner monologue,
Yes.
and very much about personal growth, but how it affects a nation. It is political a little bit, which I love, which
Mhm.
I love so much about that, and, but it's very much like an internal journey.
It's definitely like, the worlds are, I think, such very cool and unique.
They're rich, rich.
Rich for sure, and not like like, I feel like so many fantasy books now are so similar in so many ways. This is completely
Yes.
different. All of her worlds are so different
I totally
and, like,
agree.
connected, but so unique. There's nothing else really like these worlds.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and almost like an Ella Enchanted vibe, the first one. Almost, but
Totally.
like a more mature,
Yeah, yeah,
I guess, in a
because
way.
Grace everyone, like, has a if you're a Graceling in this world, you have a very specific thing that you're very good at.
Skill, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kinda like Ellen Enchanted, like, she had to do what she was told or whatever, so does
Right.
Katza in a way.
And, like, the time period of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, but,
Anyway,
like, unique in that way and yeah, very you just fall in love with the characters, all of them.
100%.
What about novels? Who's a good
Ooh.
like, do you like Kristen Hanna? Have you read any of her books?
She's on my list. She's on my list of
Okay.
things to read. I just haven't gotten into that. I do find myself, like, primed to get into historical fiction.
I do
Um,
really like historical fiction.
you've definitely recommended some
Yeah.
great historical fiction. I'm not a big fan of dual timelines. I don't really like jumping back and forth between the past and the present. I don't know why. Hopefully, I'll outgrow that because I know there's some really great stories like that. I just
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it's annoying to me, but I, like, can't get
No,
into
that's
it.
fair. There are a lot of historical fiction books that don't jump timelines that are really good. Like Kristen Hanna, I don't think jumps
Yeah.
timelines at all.
Yeah. I just know there's a couple that you recommended that I really do wanna read. I forget what they are. It's like the sisters one.
The Seven
The
Sisters.
7 sisters. Yeah.
Those so here's I don't know if anyone it's by Lucinda Riley, and she has a lot of books. Um, and almost all of them jump timelines. But she has this one series called The Seven Sisters, and basically it's about this man and he adopts uh 6 girls, and it's 7 or I think 8 books. I think it's 8 books in total. But um he passes away, and this is, like, exactly how it starts. He passes away and leaves each of his daughters a letter and, like, a clue as to where he adopted them from. So, it's the daughter going on this journey of, like, finding where she was adopted from and, like, her usually it's, like, grandparents, sometimes it's great-grandparents, um, and, like, their story, and then also, because it's a series, you're learning about, like, Pa Salt, why did he adopt all these girls, like, what's his story?
Yeah.
He was always looking for, like, the 7th sister, but always said he never found her.
Huh.
So, it's, like, real time, there's a plot going on, and also, like, one of the sisters is, like, this gorgeous model, but she, like, drinks a lot, so it needs, like, high society type of thing, and then they all kinda, like, heal in a way and have their own, like, issues. So it's not, like, the best like, you don't, like, l fall in love with the sisters the way,
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, at least I didn't, but their stories are incredible,
Yeah.
and, like, you're rooting for them. Some of the sisters I like more than the others, but, like, they are a little bit cheesy in
Mhm.
the characters, but the stories just keep you going. Like, the
That's
stories
cool.
are just like, I don't know how she came up with this. And then the last one is the story of Pa Salt, and it's cool because it connects his life, and it's, like, him meeting all of the girls' like, ancestors throughout his life.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, no, that sounds awesome. I
It's
want to
it's
read
just,
it.
like, so thought out and well done,
Yeah.
and, like, really just, again, good stories. Like,
Yeah.
good to listen to if you have, like, a drive
Yeah.
or,
Now
like, a
that
good vacation book maybe.
now that I'm more open to audiobooks,
Yeah.
I am reading more things that I wouldn't normally,
There you go.
which is good. One book that I just read, I picked it up in the airport. Um, it is fantasy, but it's very, like it's a story of, like it's a fascinating, like, world. It's a little confusing, the world building, but it is once you clicks, you're, like, very, like, lived in.
Mhm.
And the character's very interesting. It's a French novel. It came out in, like, 2017. It's called, A Winter's Promise, and there's, like, 4 books all out, and I recommend it. It's very good. I just ordered the second one. But it reminded me, like, of a because there's so many different ways to tell a story. There's different ways to writing styles, obviously, and, it just reminded me of a writing style I really enjoy, which is very much like, just, like, logic driven. Like, the character doesn't have a lot of emotion,
Hmm.
and I really am but it's really enjoyable, and it also just, like, the vocabulary used, I had to, like, look up a bunch of words, and I was like, "I miss learning new words by reading." Like,
Yeah.
I've
Yes.
read
Yeah.
so much, I kind of deemed them entertainment novels wherein, like, I really have not needed to look up many words, and it's just nice to, like, feel like you're learning something a little bit, and it's a French novelist, so some of the the word choices are very, like, French leaning, and, even though it's translated. I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it was very, like, political, and, like, the goal of, like, the book wasn't really clear until, like, a certain point, and, I don't know. I just
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
it's
Winter's
nice to
Promise.
just, like, stretch your horizons a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another book like that, Educated is one that is really good.
Oh, I read that. It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's a nice one.
No, that was really good. I love memoirs. Memoirs are one of my favorite genres for sure.
I
I got
haven't read
very into
many.
them.
I haven't read many.
I could definitely
I've
stand to
read,
read
like,
more.
people who from, like, The Bachelorette who wrote books, so I'm like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love
you wrote a book, I give you credit.
fair, fair.
Come on.
Um,
But
no, it's so hard. I've read, um I've read a couple memoirs by people who ran, like, um, some magazines in New York in, like, the '80s and '90s and
oh, that'll
early
be
2000s,
interesting.
and I loved them. Like, any writer's memoir I find fascinating because you just get such an interesting insight into their process and things. But just, like, I love, like, that whole like, The Devil Wears Prada is, like, so interesting because it's like, that's not how the
Like
world
a
works
background
anymore.
into yes,
Yeah,
right,
and, like,
right,
it's
right,
an
right.
industry that you'd never have insight into, and it's
Yeah.
totally changed now,
What do
and,
you think of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo?
Of Evelyn Hugo. Great name.
Of course.
Um,
'Cause I feel like that's also, like, an insight a little
yeah,
bit. It does switch timelines,
yeah, but it
but it is
bothers
an
me
insight
less
to,
when
like,
it's
early
both,
one.
like, pretty modern.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're, like, switching timelines between, like, the '80s and the
You're switching
2000s.
timelines, but it's, like, pretty much the same plot.
Exactly, like,
Yeah.
you're just a little younger. Anyway,
Mhm.
um, I loved that book. I thought it was really
Yeah,
good. I
so
did read some criticism that I was like, "That's a good point." Like, there was some good criticism on it, but I still love the story,
what
and,
was the criticism?
um what was the criticism? That it was a little bit, like, derivative of a few other stories and, like, just that it was a little, like, critical of well, there's spoilers involved, but spoiler did you read it? You read
Mhm.
it. The, they're critical of her, like, being attracted to women, but never really diving into that very much other than her hiding that
Uh,
relationship, and,
okay.
like, there wasn't a lot of, like, representation of women loving women other than that this woman did love women. Like, there was, like, I think a want for more depth into that relationship and more into, her as a lesbian or a queer
Mhm.
person.
I can see that, but I think
But
that's kind of like that's exactly the point is she couldn't really be.
right,
Like,
right.
she
Yeah,
loved this woman, but, like, I don't like and then yes, they
and
had a
her
relationship
character
and
isn't
cute,
that
some of it, but, like, the
nice of a
whole
person.
book is her hiding it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Like, and,
exactly.
like,
So
that's the time period she's in, it's
yeah.
like she can't really so I can say yeah, sure, I see the point, but
But I loved the story. I really liked the story, and
yeah,
I
I
thought
did
it
too.
was really interesting, like, the whole, like, idea and that she was a famous star and that I love stories about people who are famous. You
For
know
sure.
whose memoirs I love to read, and I've read a shit ton? Comedy writers. I'm obsessed with
Oh,
comedy writers. I find them
okay.
fascinating, and, like, I love their memoirs because they're not comedic. Well, that's not true. A lot of them
Fun.
are comedic, but they're normally super insightful and just, like, so fascinating. Like, how do you make comedy your life? And, like, like Amy Poehler's books, Tina Fey's, Mindy Kaling's. I have read Mindy Kaling's memoirs multiple times, and listening to them are hilarious. Like, it's, like, so funny.
Okay, it reminds me there's a comedian. Basically, she wrote a book, but it's a graphic novel. Like, and
Oh,
it was so good.
what? That's awesome.
It was so good. And it was like a story of her life. Like she's Indian and lives in New York. So it was like I don't think she grew up in New York.
Okay.
I want to say she grew up maybe in the Midwest somewhere, but it's her and like
Interesting.
it dives into so many themes
Yeah,
and like even like racism is a big theme, and being like an immigrant in like in American culture. And it's just like her life story, but it's
yeah,
funny and
yeah,
really
yeah,
good. And then also like her like exploring in college, like
yeah.
exploring sexuality and
Oh,
just
it's
like her
ringing a
story.
bell.
It's so and it was a graphic novel, so it was such a cool
That's
experience.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I just feel like like, well-known fact, comedian you gotta be intelligent to be funny most of the time, and, like,
Yes.
if their career is in writing, they're a good writer, so
Mhm.
it's just I've never really been disappointed by a comedian's book.
Okay,
They're really
good to know.
yeah. Steve Martin's Born Standing Up, great
Oh,
title, great book.
great title. I love Steve Martin. Come on.
Come on.
What a sweetheart. Okay. Yeah, comedian memoirs. Because
Yeah.
memoirs, agree, like people have interesting lives.
Yes. I think, like, as a kid, I remember someone making I think I think our 8th grade English teacher made fun of memoirs, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't really know what a memoir is, but I know that's something that's not serious." And then which I totally get, like, there's, like, "Oh, the celebrity memoir, it's they got their book deal," like, whatever, but no, I have come very much to respect the memoir.
Have you read The Golden Compass?
Yes. Oh my
I listened to
god,
it.
what a great series. Thank god you didn't
So
skip that.
good. The one of the
His Dark Materials.
underrated is The Book of Dust, La Belle Sauvage. Have you read that?
Have I read that? I read the series. I don't know. I might have stopped there.
I wanna say it's a prequel. It is a
Yes, I
prequel.
don't think I think I've read one of them because there's another series. This is the start of another series, right?
The bad guy has a cheetah. What's it called?
A
Soul.
cheetah, what do they
What's it?
call them?
Demon.
Demon, that's
Yeah.
right. I don't know. I forget if I think I finished the original series, Philip Pullman's I think it's His Dark Materials. Is that the series
His
or is
Dark
that
Materials is the series,
So I
yes.
read those 3 books, and I think I just, like,
Okay.
needed and I read them so fast because they were so incredibly good.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my god, that series should go it's in my Hall of Fame.
it's really good.
I think that like, the ending
Listening to it was
oh
also
my
so good.
god.
I
Oh,
don't
maybe
actually I
I'll
don't think
listen.
I don't the scenes with the polar bears are phenomenal.
I got
Um,
to.
because the voices of them are just
You put me
incredible.
on to graphic audio, and I thank you. I thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Wait, but I don't think I finished that series. I think I got to the
Elizabeth.
one where she's older and
Yeah.
her demon are, like, fighting, and I was just like, "This is so sad."
Yeah, no, that's the thing, these books are they're intense. They're intense.
It was hard to
When
listen
in the
to.
first book, when she sees people losing their demons, that was like it felt like a death, like, it felt, like, so depressing, and I think that's
Yeah.
why I needed a break before reading The Book of Dust, I think I
Basically,
was
if you
so
haven't
exhausted.
read yes, yeah. If read, the Belle La Belle Sauvage, it's just such a good story.
Okay, I will.
And it's, like, very, like it's, like, about a boy, young
Yeah.
whatever. So good.
No,
Um,
but Liz, you gotta read the ending because
okay.
I just remember being like, "I'm not gonna like this ending, like, there's no way for them to, like how" like, it was very,
Like, it
um
just went in a direction I never expected when she got older, and I was like, "I can't deal with this."
no, but it's so good. It's
Okay.
definitely I get what you're saying, and you kinda need to, like you almost have to, like, mourn that book in a way. You're like, "This is a different story now." Like, that story was a childhood, and that's the whole plot at the end is, like there's something wrong because you're no longer children. And it's very Lion Witch in the Wardrobe to me. It's very like
Mhm.
Magician's Nephew. Like, you can't come back to Narnia. You're old now. Like, you're not a
Yeah,
child. Like,
yeah.
Peter and Susan, you can't come back, which is heartbreaking. I remember as a kid being like, oh my
I
God,
wanna
that
grow up.
absolutely influenced the sadness that I felt at growing up. But there's so much of that. So I was really like, okay, I was preparing myself like you're not gonna feel good after this. But the ending, I remember, gave me so much satisfaction.
Okay. Another author that I have a lot of that has so many different types of books. She had fiction,
Mhm.
all fiction, but like historical fictions and current fictions is
Mhm.
Jojo Moyes.
Ooh, yeah. Mhm.
Also, really good Audible books because a lot of them are based in England.
Ooh,
So like funny, witty humor in her modern ones, but then also like really strong historical fictions of like such interesting like moments in time.
yeah.
A
I do
lot of
love
really strong female characters.
I love authors who, like, aren't afraid to kinda, like, dive into different subject material.
Yeah. Like some of them like, I would describe almost like boring in a way, but like not.
Yeah,
You
I
know
get
those
that.
books?
Yes. You know who I love, and I promote her a lot, but I don't read a lot of her books. Elizabeth Gilbert, she
I've only
wrote
read City of Girls.
yeah, I've read City
I
of Ghosts. I've
might have
never read Eat, Pray,
read a
Love, but
different
that's what
one.
she's most famous for, but I've never read it.
Oh, I have read that and it was good.
Okay. I read,
I wanna have the Eat,
it's
Pray,
like
Love journey. I'm
I
older.
gotta get this name right. It's like about moss or, like, mushrooms? Oh, fungus. I don't know. Um, but that book was it's like the culmination of small things or it's called The Signature of All Things. That was a crazy
Oh.
book. So good. There's also one about lobster farmers or lobster fishermen on Maine, and it's like a rivalry between two towns that both are lobster people, and it's fascinating. Like, she just, like, is one of those authors that really, like, it finds, like, a subculture and just completely immerses herself in a story. Like,
That's kinda
you're
like
go
Jojo Moyes in a
yeah.
way. Yeah.
That's why it reminded me of that.
Okay. That's cool. I
Yeah.
shall read.
I loved City of Girls too.
Yeah. I didn't love it. I just but I
But
can't remember
that's kind
why.
of why I like it so much is that because there's not really a plot. You're, like, hearing
Yes.
you're being told a story, and it's kinda like you're being told a story by your grandma where, like, at the end, she's gonna be like, "And that's what happened." And you're like, "Alright, nice, good one."
So true. It's so
But, like,
true.
it's a good story, it's just, like, I coulda maybe done something else, I guess, but, like,
Right.
it's a good story.
Yeah, agree.
But the
But, like,
lobster
you
one
okay,
felt different, it felt better.
cool.
'Cause City of Girls is very much like a grandma telling you a story. The Lobsterman one is like, this could have been a documentary, and it was worth your
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, fair. I do like, that's part of the reason I love historical fiction is, like, you can learn about something so specific.
Yeah. I really want to add to my list, like, a nonfiction, like, something about, like, I hate to say it, like, global politics or global economies. Ian Bremmer was on. He's like a political scientist or political, whatever you call those people who study global politics for a living
Mhm,
and,
mhm.
write about it, and he was on Trevor Noah's podcast, and I'm like, "Alright, I'll go read one of your books. Let's see what we got here." Just to but then, like, I get depressed about the world, so we'll see.
I know.
But, like, knowledge is power, and, like, I do want some knowledge, you know?
Absolutely. You need breaks, you need books for a nice fun break, and then books to
Yeah.
learn, and then yeah, I think you can learn a lot from fiction too, and people,
Yes,
like and
1,000%.
romance and, like, just, like, the
Yeah.
characters, but yeah, it is definitely good to be
Good
well-rounded.
writing is good writing. That's
Good
what
writing is good writing, period.
great catch up,
And,
Liz.
great catch up. Love it.
I feel caught up on your your reading list, and
Yeah. Maybe we should start, like, a book club of sorts where
I
we
agree.
read a book and discuss together.
I feel like, what are you gonna read next? Like, what are you reading right now? I'm gonna read the Boys of Tommen for, like,
I
tonight.
know. Well, I just finished the 2nd one, and I wanna
Okay.
read the 3rd one, but I'm like, I kind of need a break from it.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
because
that.
then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll just listen to it."
There
But
you go.
because I was listening to it and then I switched to Kindle. But, yeah, I kinda need a break. So I'm gonna see, I don't know, bop around.
Nice.
Maybe I'll look up a memoir.
Maybe we read a memoir together.
Okay. Anyway, so good catch up.
Good catch
Let us
up.
know if you liked it. Let us know what books you like.
Subscribe. Yeah, tell us your book recs.
Stars.
Give us 5 stars.
Comment your favorite book, your book rec, and if you'd be interested in a book club.
Yeah, recommend this podcast to a friend, or I dare you, I promise you I'll write my own memoir and make you read it.
I'd read it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.